Welcome again to the Sunday Gorilla Men's Bible Study. I'm Brother Thomas Lee Harris III. We have entered the 27th chapter of the book of Acts, and where we left off the 26th, they made a decision that Paul would have to be sent to Caesar. Caesar was in Rome, in the nation of Italy, so he obviously would have to be traveling. So in 27, you'll see it picks up and they're about to put Paul on a boat. Chapter 27, book of Acts, verse 1. Then it was decided that we should sail to Italy, and they delivered Paul and some other prisoners to one named Julius, a centurion of Augustan regiment. So entering a ship at Adramyttium, we put to sea, meaning to sail along the coast of Asia. Artacharis, a Macedonian of Thessalonica, woo, that's a tough one, and was with us. Verse 3, and the next day we landed at Sidon, and Julius treated Paul kindly and gave him liberty to go to his friends and receive care. Amen. You see the favor of God? That was verse 3. The favor of God. Whew. Verse 4. When we had put to sea from there, we sailed under the shelter of Cyprus, because the winds were contrary. And when we had sailed over the sea, which is off Cilicia and Pamphylia, we came to Myra, a city of Lycia. Verse 6. There a centurion found an Alexandrian ship sailing to Italy, and he put us on board. Verse 7. When we had sailed slowly many days and arrived with difficulty off Cnidus, the wind not permitting us to proceed, we sailed under the shelter of Crete off Salamone. Verse 8. Passing it with difficulty, we came to a place called Fair Havens, near the city of Lasea. Verse 9. Now, when much time had been spent, the sailing was now dangerous, because the fast was already over. Paul advised them, saying, "Men, I perceive that this voyage will end with disaster and much loss, not only the cargo and the ship, but also our lives." Verse 11. Nevertheless, the centurion was now persuaded by the helmsman and the owner of the ship than by the things spoken by Paul. Verse 12. Because the harbor was not suitable to winter in, and the majority advised to set sail from there also, if by any means they could reach Phoenix and harbor at Crete, opening toward the southwest and northwest, and winter there. Verse 13. When the south wind blew softly, supposing that they may obtain their desire, putting out to sea, they sailed close by Crete. Verse 14. Not long after, a tumultuous headwind arose, called Eurocydon. Verse 15. So when the ship was caught and could not head into the wind, we let her drive. Verse 16. And running under the shelter of an island called Clauda, we secured a skiff with difficulty. And when they had taken it on board, they used cables to undergird the ship, and fearing lest they should run aground on Styrus sands, they struck sail and so were driven. Verse 18. And because we were exceedingly tempest-tossed, the next day they lightened the ship. On the third day we threw the ship's tackle overboard with our own hands. Now when neither sun nor stars appeared for many days, and no small tempest beat on us, all hope that we would be saved was finally given up. But after long abstinence from food, then Paul stood in the midst of them and said, "Men, you should have listened to me and not sailed from Crete and incurred this disaster and loss. And now I urge you to take heart, for there will be no loss of life among you, but only of the ship. For there stood by me this night an angel of God, to whom I belong and whom I serve, saying, Do not be afraid, Paul. You must be brought before Caesar, and indeed God has granted you all those who sail with you. Therefore take heart, men, for I believe God, that it will be just as I was told, that it was told me. Verse 26. Now when the 14th night had come, as we were driven up and down the Adriatic Sea, about midnight the sailors sensed that they were drawing near some land. And they took soundings and found that it was 20 fathoms. And when they had gone a little farther, they took soundings again and found that it was 15 fathoms. Then, fearing lest they should run aground on the rocks, they dropped 4 anchors from the stern and prayed for day to come. Verse 30. And as the soldiers were seeking to escape from the ship, when they had let down the skiff into the sea, under the pretense of putting out anchors from the prow, Paul said to the Centurions and the soldiers, Unless these men stay in the ship, you cannot be saved. Whoo-wee, I gotta mark that. Unless you stay in the ship, right? Unless you stay where the blessing is, you can't be saved. That's what Paul told them. Get out this boat if you want to. Verse 32. Then the soldiers cut away the ropes of the skiff and let it fall off. And as the day was about to dawn, Paul implored them all to take food, saying, Today is the 14th day you have waited and continued without food, eating nothing. Verse 34. Therefore I urge you to take nourishment, for this is for your survival, since your hair will fall from your head, since not a hair will fall from your head of any of you. Verse 35. And when he had said these things, he took bread and gave thanks to God in the presence of them all. And when they had broken it, then when they had broken it, he began to eat. Then they were all encouraged and also took food themselves. In all, we were 276 persons on the ship. So when they had eaten enough, they lightened the ship and threw out the wheat into the sea. When it was day, they did not recognize the land, but they observed a bay with a beach, onto which they had planned to run the ship if possible. And they let go of the anchors and left it in the sea. Meanwhile, losing the rudder ropes, they hoisted the mainsail of the wind and made for shore. Verse 41. But striking a place where 2 seas meet, they ran the ship aground, and a prow stuck fast and remained immovable. But the stern was being broken up by the violent waves. And the soldiers' plan was to kill the prisoners, lest any of them shall swim away and escape. But the centurions, wanting to save Paul, kept them for their purpose, and commanded that those who could swim should jump abroad first and get to land, and the rest, some on boards and some on parts of the ship. And so it was that they all escaped safely into the land. Amen. Amen. Stay on the ship. Amen. That concludes the 27th chapter of the book of Acts. Amen.